We love hip hop.
The last time that we had an interview on camera, we had a conversation on camera, is when I went out to, what was that place that I went to?
I don't know.
It was like in the country somewhere.
Yeah, it was.
Yo, that was
north.
Yeah. It was like,
I can't even remember. I had brain strokes.
Wow, that's scary.
And I didn't even know. And at that time, like my project dropped like in that time that I was.
Yeah, like in that same time, like right before you went and got sick.
Yeah, it was a big cottage type vibe.
Fam, when we were doing that, and we got everything rolling, so we rolled it.
Yeah.
When we were doing that, what was the mind state of like creating a piece of content like that? Because that was so dope to that experience. I gotta thank you for that, because like,
I appreciate
you know what I'm saying? Y'all put some paper in my pocket too and everything.
Of course,
so I was like, yo, but it's just the production value and just to do something like that. Where were you guys? What was the mindset going into that project at that time?
Yeah, I think it was actually 2023. Yeah.
For
the Crying Crystals album.
Yeah.
It was, I think, trying to access vulnerability and trying to put boundaries and limits within myself down.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know how to like do that in my regular functioning world. So I was just trying to put myself in a different environment, and then also just bring the culture, bring, your questions, and bring that energy to this space, this different space as well, and see what could be accessed. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just trying to envision art in a lot of different ways. And I felt like, a lot of people go like to different places. So that was my first time just like leaving my regular studio environment to try to find,
be out in the nature.
Yeah, it was different.
Yeah.
It was different.
No, that was dope. That was dope. Yeah. Well, let's get this started. You know
I learned to meditate.
Did you?
Yeah.
Can we talk about that before we start? Talk meditation. Yeah. What's your meditation regimen?
Well, I feel like breathing techniques, like Wim Hof breathing techniques, are really good. And I'm not like an expert or anything like that, but you just listen to the meditation and follow like the routine. I feel like it helps, especially if you do it in the morning. I feel like it helps you ground. I feel like sort of like what that cheat code of going into nature gives you. Like it just helps you be within yourself. Like you can. Because you really spend that time with yourself, you're breathing, you're just thinking your own thoughts, you're going through different thoughts, you're trying to regulate back to like just a ground zero, and it's just you and yourself for 5, 10, 15 minutes at the top of the day. Is a great way to start the day, I feel like.
And I swear we're gonna start with my questions just now. Give me some of the benefits that meditation has given you in like your life, like your social life, like things like that. You know what I'm saying? As it help calm you, make decisions more rationally, things like that.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like, not just meditation, many things, but I feel like I am kind of like a 0 to 100, or I would say I was type of person, just energetically. I'm just always ready. Like if you're going to bring it, I'm always going to challenge it type of vibe. And like, I just felt like my nervous system was always operating at that place.
Yeah, a 10.
Yeah. And so I noticed it in like just like little things, like just like how I get up in the morning and how quickly I jump to like from task to task, and like I just don't give myself a moment to relax. And when I started doing the meditations, it felt very uncomfortable at first because I was like, I never do this.
Right.
I never slow down. It almost feels like you're wasting time, but it's not that. And so with that pivot and being able to see the value of it, like the meditation, like I feel like I've been able to actively slow my nervous system down, which I feel is helping with my stress levels. Because like with this career, there's a lot of things you got to manage and do, and it's easy to be like, oh, well, did you send this email? And did you? Nah.
Yeah.
And if you can regulate that nervous system, because there's so many conflicts every day, you're gonna have to deal with it. So the only way to actually deal with it is to regulate your emotions within all that stuff that's inevitably gonna happen. So that's one way.
That's dope. That's dope. And listen, I'm just been intrigued by these things because I've watched your come up over time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I got sidetracked for a second, but let's get it started.
Let's go.
Let's run in with some music right here.
Which camera's the main camera?
This is your camera right here.
Okay.
That's me over there, and then that's our main shot. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
One take Jake on the cam. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up in apartment fucking.
Hey.
Okay, pull it up. Let's pull it up. Let's do it again.
Appreciate you, fam.
Jeez. Okay. Let's get it poppin', man. It's your boy Friday Ricky Dread here with another interview for your head top Big salute to all the sponsors that you've been already seeing rolling across the bottom of the screen. And for my people on YouTube, make sure to hit that like button and all that good-ish. But we have the return of a young legend out here. She's been trailblazing over here in this Toronto music scene, taking us from over here in Canada to worldwide. Okay, I've been watching her journey from time, seeing her on multiple places, showing her skills, freestyling, just doing everything to show that Canada has talent. Polaris Award winner, Juno Award winner, haviahmighty in the motherfucking building.
Niggas embarrassing. They stay competing with me and that shit hilarious. Next time I'm serious.
Where is my air horn, man?
What's up, man?
Yo,
How you
welcome back. Welcome
How you
back.
doing, man?
Yo, I'm so freaking happy to have you back over here.
Yes, sir.
And you know, like I was saying before, we had our conversation in the beginning about like the last time that we did our interview on your platform, and I really appreciate that. So thank you for coming
Of
through
course.
and doing one over here with the
Yes,
Old Man
sir.
Friday. You know what I'm
Happy to be
saying?
back, man.
So talk to me about the new music that you got out. I was just playing Okay.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I also see
Okay.
the song that you have out with Shantel May as well. You know what I'm saying?
Lucky.
Talk to me about the music, new album, stuff that you got on the way.
Yeah, man. Okay is fire. Okay, so fire.
Yes.
Like it's got me back in the gym. Like my own music has got me back in the gym and on that
Mhm.
fitness. But Okay and Lucky, like you got to listen to the songs to really see what I'm talking about. But there's an overarching theme of positivity in what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm in an era of just positivity. I'm just accepting all the blessings that are coming my way.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm celebrating them. I'm celebrating with my people. I'm continuing to make music. I'm in studio, and Okay is really just me affirming that,
Mhm.
affirming myself and the people around me, and you know what it is that I know I'm here to do. And then Lucky is just feeling lucky, like for the same thing. Like it's just all positive affirmation, and even double the fun before that.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
I'm in a celebratory space, you know.
No, I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. And salute to Shantel May.
Yeah,
Quick
she's
story.
incredible.
Yes. Dope singer. Quick little story.
Yeah.
I actually worked with her years ago.
Say what?
She did 2 hooks for me.
These streets haunt me, all eyes on me.
I stay trapped in the game. Stay trapped in
Okay.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
a track.
When I used to rap, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, say
Yeah,
word.
way back in the days,
That's dope.
I met her at the Remix Project,
Yes.
working with Daniel Daly from Division.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
dope.
So I just, you know, I just had to get my little story off.
Yeah,
But
that's amazing.
how did you link up with her to start working? You know?
Yeah, we did a studio session, and like when I went into the studio session, I didn't even know. I thought we were gonna work on something for like somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm new to like being in the studio. I'm not new now. Like I've been at it for like a year. But
Yeah.
at that point, it was like one of my first like studio sessions with like other people. So like I didn't really know how it worked. So she came through. I'm like there, and there's some producers, and I'm like, cool. Like who are we writing for? I'm like, this is like it was just kind of like a link up. She knew
Mhm.
some people that work on my team, and so we were like, yeah, let's get in the room together. But I didn't even know. And then it was kind of like, no, like you're working on an album, right? Like we're here to kind of create for that. And I was like, whoa, what? So that's kind of even how the hook came together. Just the lucky, lucky, lucky. Like,
Yeah.
this is a game. We just cooked up a fire heater right now.
Yeah.
Lucky, 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 lucky. I'm so lucky to have you. So lucky to have you.
It was just the fact that I was like I've made this much progress in my career, like being kind of like the basement
Mm-hmm.
artist, like making music by myself mostly. I'm
Yeah.
sending files here and there, but I'm not really in the room like that. And
Yeah.
so for me, there was like a magic in that moment, those 2 days where making that song, like we just made that song and it was ready to rock.
Mm-hmm.
But the energy of what I was feeling definitely poured into that, the song, the hook, the title, everything, you know?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. No, that's dope. And did you say that you were in writing camps? Did you get to?
I did some, yeah.
Discover Candy Cans, where quality meets innovation.
With over 24 premium strains, each carefully sealed in our signature cans for maximum freshness. We're redefining the cannabis experience. Trusted Canada-wide for consistency and reliability. We deliver the product you deserve. Elevate your expectations and explore the difference with CannaCans. You can find CannaCans on Instagram at CannaCans_Canada, or you can find them on the Diamond Club page, Diamond Club_Ontario. Make sure to use the code WeLoveHipHop on the way out and get yourself a little discount. Salute to the sponsors. Cheers. Tell me about that experience, because I've been hearing about these from back in the days from when Drake was like in the Dr. Dre writing camp. What happens in these writing camps? Like, what's the process in there? What are people doing?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if they're all the same, but
at least the one that you were in.
Yeah, like they put writers and creators and producers and like I don't know how vast it goes, but I just musical creators in a room. I don't know who decides who goes in what room, but it's kind of like a bunch of different creatives, maybe 4 or 5 in a room, and it's like you're gonna create something from scratch.
Interesting.
You know, you're gonna create something together and you're gonna collaborate. And so, you know, like it's interesting. Like sometimes it's like you can have a lot of synergy with people and make a hit. Sometimes it's like maybe you'll make something mediocre, but maybe y'all just didn't mesh that well. But I think it's a great practice as an artist.
Right.
You know, for me as someone who was like making music without a lot of collaboration prior, it was just like letting go of control and also trusting like where it could go and like just not being so stressed about the final product, right? Because I feel like that, like if you feel like it's got to be a hit when you're done, then you're going to try to make sure everything is perfect. But as long as you go into the room and you're like, let's see what comes out of it, which is, I think, the practice of you, it just helps you as an artist become a better writer, you know, a better creator. Maybe you'll have a better access to melodies because now you're in a room with people who think differently than you. Like if you get a beat, I might come on that beat 4 or 5 different ways.
Right.
But somebody else might come on it like 8 or 9, you know, or 10 or whatever. Like there's going to be different things they're going to think to do. And then you learn by collaborating with people like that because your brain is going to now be like, oh, wait, I never thought to do it on that time signature. I was on a 3/4. Like I didn't have to do the triple.
Or this is an easier way of doing something that I never thought of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's expansive.
So, and just to, because I really want to understand these writing rooms. So like you guys are like coming up with ideas and then recording tracks and then just having a bunch of tracks that like just go out to like different people in the industry. Or like you just...
It depends. It depends, I guess, like what you're writing for. Like I think there's some writing camps where you're writing for someone. I've never done any of those.
Right.
But I've heard of them. So I feel like that would be like maybe you have to have a final product that like deliverables type shit. But I'm not familiar with that. But the one that we did, I feel like it was just more so recreational. And like if the artist came up with like if the people in the room made something that they wanted to drop, I'm sure you could do that. You know, but like that was more so just like, yeah, getting in a room and just like seeing what comes out of it. Maybe some people put some tracks out from there because there was some fire at the end.
Yeah, I would imagine.
But for me, it was like, it was practice run.
Yeah. No, that's dope. That's dope. And you know, there was a song that started getting like all of your videos get a lot of traction and stuff. But this one song in particular, Trendsetter, with Connor Price.
For my goals, hit it dead center. Hit it dead center. B.O.D. Get the spell check, a fact check.
Yes, sir.
That's 12 million views on it, fam. Yo.
On YouTube, you said?
Yes. Yeah, I was just checking the other day because last time I checked on that, like I think it was when I don't know if it was after the time I interviewed you, but I remember I seen that video and it had a few million views on it, and I was like, damn, that's doing great. But when I checked yesterday, I seen 12 million.
Yeah.
Why do you think people are so like drawn to that song? What is it about that song that people like so much?
I feel like there was a bit of a movement beyond the song, behind the song, right? Like it was a part of the Spin the Globe project that Connor Price was doing on TikTok. And that project had already amassed a lot of like attention because it was kind of him bringing on unsigned artists onto a track that he was doing. And then it was like, there was like a skit. It was like, there would be a reel. And that would be dropped before the song was even on DSPs. So he asked me to be on that project. And so I was on a song off of that project. So there was already like I guess a lot of a built-in fan base with that record. But it was lit because off of that entire project, I think that song was like either first or second in terms of like how well it was received. And like, we've done so many cool things. Like he's come back to Canada so many times to perform the song. Like just that one song somewhere, and you know, it's just done a lot. I feel like a lot of people resonate with when they want to pop their shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of a universal way to do that. And I also feel like he has his own fan base. He's amassed a large fan base, and he also, his style, I guess, is, you know, doing this like a little bit more lyrical spitting. And so for me, I felt it allowed me to flex that.
Yes.
In a landscape where sometimes that's just not the vibe.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was interesting as well, because I think it accessed a different type of fan base as well. I seen comments on TikTok. They're like, she sounds just like JID and stuff like that. Like I've never seen that on any of my songs other than that. So it's just, I feel like it pulled out a different energy and fan base that supports music different for real. Like even when he's played shows and I've gone to them and I've done that song with him. Like the crowd, like there's so many dads and their sons.
Crazy.
Like there's so like, and the dads know the words more than the sons, bro. Like it's
really
like there's like a lot of people out there that want to watch live music, and I'm learning more and more as I travel. Like there's so many different ways to access. Trendsetter to me is like, it still blows my mind. I got a gold record because of it and everything. Like so, yeah, it's really cool.
Did that change things? Like as somebody who's been working on your career for a while, you've had a lot of different milestones. Your career's been doing great.
Thank you.
But like when you have something that has 12 million next to it, like, you know what I'm saying, and your name on it, whether you're the feature or not, I feel like you're going to get people who are hitting you up on the street even more. Did that happen?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Like, yo, I saw you in that music video.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So even with the performing, because you mentioned performances and stuff like that, how do you stay performing so much? Because every time I go on your Instagram, at least once a month, I see you in front of a crowd somewhere.
Yeah.
And the thing is, for Toronto artists or people coming from Ontario, because, you know, you're representing Brampton, you know what I'm saying? Which to me, it's still Toronto.
I'm repping Toronto still.
Yeah, you're from Toronto
Brampton
originally.
as well.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But just that whole, our scene, we have a lack of live performing. But I see you always performing. How do you get that done, man?
How do I perform frequently?
Yeah, how do you stay booked and busy like that?
Oh, it's not jinxing, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm playing. But I feel like good music really helps. And I feel like having a reputation for being a strong performer also helps. I've done a lot of shows. Like I feel like doing live shows is kind of a big part of my come up.
Yes.
Was like, my live show and just how interesting it was and is. So I think word of mouth absolutely helps. But I'm excited to see what this new, you know, this new rollout of music that I have, like the music that I'm sitting on, and just like the new circuit of live shows that I'm looking forward to. Like I've learned so much I've done so many shows, you know what I'm saying? I've done so many shows. But then you go to Breezy Bowl and you're like, oh wow, there's levels, you know? So I'm just excited to kind of take it from where I've been to the next space, honestly. But I feel like, how do you keep going? Like you love it first of all, and you try to put out good music, and just try to get your name out there and doing a couple of shows. And I feel like that bookers will become aware of you if you go in and you killing it, and the crowd can't stop talking about you, and the promoter is wild and all this and that. You're if you care about live performance, that's what it is. I feel like when I do live shows, I'm trying to give an experience that like is nowhere else in my musicality. You can't find it on Spotify. You can't find the live show experience on the album. Like, you can't find it. It has to be different. And that's one thing I want to extrapolate even more on my next rollout. But I feel like it's those things that aren't actually on the album, like the little production aspects or transitions between songs, or like the banter that, is really like, I don't know, engaging with the crowd. It's just all of that.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is also what keeps the bookings coming,
I feel also all that true, but what you're not mentioning, and I'm going to do it for you, is the business acumen that you guys have and the professionalism. Because there's one thing to do a great show, but if you go there and you're an asshole, you break shit and stuff like that, they're not going to invite you back. You're not on time, shit like that. Like, you're not going to invite you back. I think that you guys have been doing that for so long, so well, that also becomes a thing that is part of your reputation.
Yeah,
You know
that's true. Yeah, like, I can't speak for how other people navigate their live shows, but, I feel like we definitely approach it like very respectfully. And then also we expect to be respected,
Yeah, there's not 100 people with you shit like that.
Nah. And like a lot of these shows, like you have it on planes too, and it's like I'm an independent artist, I'm doing my thing, but like I'm not paying for 15 people to fly out. Like we're not doing that.
Yeah.
You know, it's the essentials are coming, and that's what it is. So, but yeah, like I feel like that could be a big thing. But I think it's also like through the business, I can demand what I want, right? So if I want bottles, I will ask for bottles in the process, you know, before I commit to the gig.
Yes.
And I'll make sure that you have them when I get to my green room. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I will know in advance if you're refusing me of that. Like I will set it up. So if let's say there's a Toronto show, like there's Toronto shows where I have had a lot of people.
Right.
I'll tell them in advance, look, we're trying to have 12 people. Okay, in advance. Like at the end of the day, like if we can't, we'll figure it out. But I feel like as long as I don't even have to do it. I can have my booking manager. Why am I tripping? My booking agent.
Booking agent. Yeah. Also
communicate that.
Mhm.
Yeah, you know, and then like, but I don't have to be disrespectful. I also just don't move like disrespectful.
No.
And then it eliminates, not fully, but it lowers, you know, other people disrespecting you. But sometimes sometimes they disrespect you too. Sometimes you have to let them know. But
Give me a story.
like, there was just one time where
And you don't have to say no names.
Yeah, no names, no nothing. But like, there's just a guy who was, I guess he was running the stage, and he was, I don't know if he had anxiety or what, but he, like, I think I had 30 minutes to being on stage,
Mhm.
and then he was kind of like, okay, like, are you ready? And I'm like, I'll be ready shortly. You know, I was in the trailer, and then he came and he knocked, but he knocked like a cop. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
like, and I was actually so pissed before the door even opened because I was like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
And then he's like, you're ready. I was like, bro, soon, shortly. And then he came back and he did it again, but he did the same knock. And at this point, I'm upset. And I was already in between him coming back. I'm now talking to my team like, yo, this fucking guy. I don't like, you know, I'm like, if he doesn't chill, I'm gonna say something. Like I'm literally, and then he came back and he knocked like that. And he did it again. And I literally looked at my team like, yo, bro, I'm about to. And then I closed the door, and then he knocked again, bro.
Oh,
and then I opened it, and he's like, I was hoping you would follow me. And I literally, at that point, I was like, bro, I need you to chill. I need you to go back to the stage, and I need you to hold a comment. Yeah. Like, I need you to. And he was like, oh, I need you to, cause like, what do we? And we're not gonna tussle. It's not like, but I need you to. I was so upset, fam. But yeah, like.
Man.
Sometimes things like that happen, but outside of that, as long as you're generally respectful, then, you know, I think
shit
other people
won't happen.
are in general. Yeah.
Yeah, that's far and few in between shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, again, talking about the journey, right? What does it feel like? Because I've never even got to ask you this. What does it feel like to be walking on red carpets? I want to take a quick break from this episode to give a big shout out to Only Loud, Canada's one-stop shop for your favorite legacy brands and all things loud. Only Loud provides mail order delivery nationwide and same-day delivery to those in the Ottawa area. Check them out at onlyloud.ca or follow them on their socials, Instagram at onlyloudcanada or on Snapchat onlyloud.ca for more exclusive content. Only Loud is not just a product, it's a lifestyle. Big salute to the sponsors. Cheer! Because like, yeah, I see you on the Junos and stuff
expensive.
like that. This bare cameras flashing and shit like that.
It feels like money. It feels like money going out the pocket. You gotta look good. That's the one time I like that's where I justify spending a lot on a fit. That's what a red carpet is. Is, you know, you get that one moment to get that shot.
You get nervous?
I don't love red carpets. I mean, you do them because you're supposed to. I don't go there like, ooh, I'm so excited to like. It's that one moment. I'm not a model. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would love more tries, but it's all good. Still get the shot.
Yeah,
you know. But it's good. I feel like it's a representation of maybe the success you've amassed in a space, right? If you're on a red carpet in an environment, then it means you probably did something. So I feel like from that perspective, it's dope.
Listen, now, like lately, when I see you, you know, you'll step out, boom, chill, strike a pose, get ready, you know, take. Like, you're natural now, you know what I'm saying?
I figured out the formula.
You figured it out. But tell me, this is you now, okay? After being on multiple red carpets.
Yeah.
What was it like first? Like, let's say like the first Juno Awards. Like, you're going and you're like, oh, Ali, the carpet's actually red.
That's funny. I feel like my first Juno, I mean, I still had the confidence at that point. To strike that, you know, but yeah, but you know, the fits have improved. the confidence has also, increased and stuff. Like, I
Yeah,
just feel like I'm
yeah.
more myself than I was back then.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I feel like when you guys step out in front of literally like multiple like professional photographers that are like also potentially gonna ask for direction. Like, can you please just kneel? Can you like, and you just gotta be like, you gotta like move like nobody's talking to you. Like, you just gotta float. It requires like,
Yo,
It
I don't know,
it
man.
requires confidence.
I'm a sweater. I'll probably be sweating. I'll be
You
wiping my
you just have to
face.
own the sweat. That's the thing. As long as you're graceful with the sweat, it's all good. Yeah, man.
You catch me in 4K looking crazy. Oh man. And there was one point also I was looking on the timeline on your Instagram, and there was a few times that you were in the hospital. All right?
Yeah, a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Damn.
Listen, I haven't gotten to speak to you in a few years, so
Yeah.
I want to get the updates. Like, what was going on in those times? Like, what were you, without getting too personal? Like,
Yeah, no, it was, I don't even know how. It was COVID time, so I don't know how. But I got a blood infection somehow.
damn.
Yeah. And I was on the road at the time, and I didn't know, but I was having like these symptoms that were coming and going that just really didn't make sense. But my mom was in the healthcare, field, and she was kind of like, it's giving like some sort of bodily infection of some kind. And she was really taking it serious. I was like, Ma, chill, like it's all good. I'm like, I'm on my period. But it got really bad and I couldn't keep food down. And there was a day that I had 2 shows. And like that day, like I don't miss shows, but like, and that day, the morning, I only had 1 show, but I agreed to a second show. So now I had 2 shows. And by the time we got to the first show, like I literally like felt like I was gonna die. Like I kept saying that, which that's not something you just say, But I kept saying that. And
sorry, not to interrupt you, what were you feeling inside? Like,
I just was like I just
physically?
felt physically like I couldn't access motion or movement. Like I felt like I was withering away.
Like you're weak.
I felt, I couldn't eat, I couldn't consume. I think my head was hurting, my stomach was like, everything was, it was just, and I was having a fever. It was, like I was having a fever. So I was really cold and then I was shivering. It was just like jarring,
And you
I was having
didn't
hot
perform
flashes.
yet.
Well, it got worse after the show. I was already feeling not good, but I did the show.
Okay.
Right? And I pushed through. I was jumping around, doing what I do.
Damn.
And then after the show, I was literally like, we went to the next show and it was in Wales, I think. And it was like this little European building, these tall stairs. And the stairs, I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, bro. Like every motion at that point was like,
Damn.
But I was still just like, it's just your period, yo, chill, I get up there, they're delayed, they're behind. I wanted to go on stage. I was supposed to go on stage like within 5 minutes, but they're behind. So now I have to wait. And in that hour that they made me wait, I had to cancel the show because I was getting worse actively. Like,
interesting.
It was crazy. And then like they got me food. And the next day I kind of started bouncing back. Next day I felt a little bit better. And then it all just came right back.
Crashing.
And I left, I cut my trip off short, came back to Canada. Like my sister, Omega Mighty, Shantel May,
Salute.
she picked me up from the airport. She went me to the hospital, and then my mom was there because this was COVID times. You could only have 1 person with you.
Oh, yeah.
So my mom, she's a really good advocate for the medical thing. So she brought me in, and I literally passed out. They drugged me up, admitted me, and they had to spend time. And it was her, actually, who I thank you, Mom, because honestly, like she was the one that was like, I feel like it's an infection of some kind, and they were thinking it was maybe I can't remember.
Kidney?
Meningitis. So the infection of your spinal cord.
Oh shit.
Right? So they were going to do a spinal tap. And I was like, I really don't want to. But they were going to do that even when I was out. But they have to check your brain to make sure everything is okay with your brain before they do that.
Yes, sure.
When they checked my brain, they saw I had several strokes. So that's when they said, well, we're not going to do the spinal tap. But then they were like able to say, okay, well, if she's had brain strokes, they were able to kind of trace it back to potentially like a blood infection moving to the heart. Because that's what it was. It was a blood infection. It became a heart infection. And the heart infection spread to the brain. And then they caught it before it got worse.
Damn.
So at that point, like I had to do some tests to make sure I wouldn't have an aneurysm, that I wouldn't, and the strokes that I had were TIA strokes, so they weren't full-blown strokes, But like, I was having double vision. I had to have antibiotics attached to my body.
Damn.
For 6 weeks. I can't remember how long. It was so long.
You were out for a while.
I was out for a while. And then like even when you're back, I was out. Like
Yeah.
You know, I'm back on my health stuff now, and I feel like that's also why it's so important. I look back to that time, so skinny, like my skin was bad, antibiotics, how long I was on, it fucked me up, like fucked me up. And like, I don't know how it happened, but what I do know is that my body at the time just wasn't able to fight a blood infection, which a young person's body is supposed to be able to fight. This is what the doctors say. They don't know how it happened, and I don't want to be I don't know how it happened next time. So I feel like that's also an encouragement for me now to be, you know,
Pay more
eliminating
attention.
the stress or
Yeah.
lowering it and meditating and eating good and in the gym and
Yeah.
all that. Cause like, that was crazy. Sometimes when I forget how, like the fatality rate of endocarditis, what it is, you know, how badly it could become fatal. It's kind of like a sepsis type of thing, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, if it gets too far, you're done.
Well,
And I was so lucky for it to not have gotten that far.
Yeah, because from what you're explaining, if you didn't catch it at a certain point, you would have been out of here.
Yeah, for real.
Damn, man.
It's crazy.
No. Listen, I just wanted to get some clarity on that because as such a hard worker, as somebody I see, you're consistent. You're always out there. For you to like be on a hiatus like that is unexpected. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How long was it?
I felt like it was like a good 3 to 6 months where like you weren't like active online and
True.
and really like
it was
out
yeah,
there.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So no, salute and blessings to you.
Appreciate you.
Also, one thing, right?
Yeah.
From the beginning of your career to like over time, like I would say over the last few years, you started becoming more open with your sexuality.
Roll Ready Detailing, now open 7 days a week from 8 to 5 p.m. 750 Oakdale Road, Unit 66, specializing in ceramic coating perpetual with warranty, PPF, tints, wraps, vinyl wraps, and hand car washes. Remember, we clean anything on wheels. Roll ready, ready for the road.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're in the hip hop space, very homophobic space.
Very.
Right? From the time when you started becoming more open, you're in music video, you're like, this is my chick, this is my bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, go, do your thing.
Yeah, I got my confidence. Come on.
How has it been dealing with audiences? Have you tell me what it is on the love side and then show me what it is on the hate side?
I feel like on the love side, it's kind of the same as it's always been.
Mhm.
I feel like I've always been like really real to myself.
Yes.
And whatever my viewpoints are with my music. So I feel like it's, you know, it might be attracting people that agree with those views, but more than that, I feel like it's people that are like attracted to authenticness and they see or view me as being my more authentic self. That's actually what I feel like is happening, and that's real positive.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just you don't want to. I don't want to have something where like I'm pretending like I'm not who I am in my music. That's just like so not who I am. So
yeah.
I feel like once I've removed that, then it's just like, okay, cool. Like back to the program. Like it's what I've always been doing, except I'm saying she openly and loudly, and you may see a 1-2 visual, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But on the bad side,
not the bad side, but
or
the people
negative?
who have negative comments.
I feel like
because there's nothing bad about it. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it's only online that I see stuff like that. So it's like actually, I did have one time a man came up to me and my friends and actually was like, "Are you trans? Are you this? Are you that?" And I almost threw hands, honestly. I should have. Anyway, it actually did happen, and that was pretty crazy to me. But in general, that wasn't tied to my music. That was just some guy.
Okay,
on the
you
street.
just seen you and your crew together. And
Yeah. So that was separate, and
Mhm.
like that was different. I'm not even gonna hold you, but when it comes to music, I feel like the people that are saying stuff it's online, it's in comment sections, it's trolls. I've never had anyone come up to me and say something. And like, what would
Yeah.
they even say? Like, I don't
Well,
I don't really know.
There's people, I guess, I think, to help to explain this, I feel it's the older heads that might have something to say in the comment section.
Yeah.
But when we're coming to like the newer age, like I don't think hip hop is essentially as homophobic as it used to be.
Yeah. I mean, we got Saucy Santana, right?
Yes.
Right? So it's like it probably isn't. Like for me, I really don't pay attention to that a lot, but I definitely can't say that it's like had a big impact, positive or negative, on my career. Like, I'm not getting a bunch of opportunities because, oh, she's gay now. Like, a lot of, that's what's funny. A lot of people were saying, oh, she won the Juno because she's part of the Rainbow Committee, or I don't know, there's all the names they have. But it's so funny because I didn't come out until after that project.
You got Junos before you came out.
Yeah. So it's funny. Like, for me, like, if other people are out there getting benefits because they're gay, damn, I'm not one of them. Like, put me on.
Where's the check?
Yeah, where's the check? Cut the check. Come on. But no, for me, it's just authenticity through and through. I'm just not trying to play around with who I am as a person because I'm just so, it's just not fulfilling. It's just not fulfilling. But to me, it's not a huge aspect of who I am.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like my sexuality is my sexuality is a big aspect of who I am. But it's not a huge aspect of my music.
Yeah.
Until I'm talking about fucking y'all. But those are very specific songs. I have a whole catalog where I talk about bare things.
Yeah,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, you're a dynamic artist.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
but yeah. It's not hurting me.
No.
It's definitely benefiting me more because it's just me within myself.
Yeah, no, yeah. I dig it. And last question on that, because I felt like before that, when you're doing your music, did you feel like any kind of like an internal struggle that, you're not being able to be completely yourself and expressive prior to the songs, like the music that you used to make prior to that?
Yeah, definitely. I don't think that I knew that that's what was happening. Like, I didn't know, but yeah.
Like, you got to say he and all this shit, and you're like,
it wasn't like that because like I definitely like was straight at some point in my life. Like, I was not like with guys like, I just wish Catherine would call me. Like, I really actually was with those guys.
Yeah.
What was the question?
No, because like I felt like maybe now, because you're able to be able to just express yourself.
Yeah.
There might have been a struggle before. Maybe when you started feeling a little bit different and it's like, shit, man, like I can't even fully express myself yet because like these niggas in hip hop are gonna start trying to ostracize me and shit like that. Did you ever feel that?
Yeah. Like, probably definitely on the Project Stock Exchange. Because that's the time frame where I would have probably realized, but people didn't know. You could see like it in some ways if you want to like try to assume, but it was Crying Crystals. That project was where I was open with it, and that was 2020, the summer of 2023. But I put out the other project, end of 2022. So it was in that time frame, transition was happening. But I'm sure, like, I didn't understand that if I was feeling internal conflict, why specifically I was.
Yeah.
But it was also COVID. And it was such a weird time, and everything was different, and we weren't really outside like that.
Yeah.
So I felt like there was actually a lot of time to actually just process what I eventually did process at that time.
Yo, that's such a wild growth and transitional time for so many people, and for you and your journey.
Yeah,
it's really amazing to watch it all unfold.
Thanks, man.
Last few things I want to ask you, just to open up the conversation a little bit more. I've asked this to other artists like Dylan Ponders. I've had Toby over here. And I always ask about, do we have two different types of hip hop scenes in Toronto?
What would the two types be?
So there's a scene that like you and like, I mentioned Dylan Ponders and guys like, who are like, you get grants, you get to go to different places like that, like awards, shows and stuff like that. But then there's the guys who I've done a lot of interviews with who are like, the gangster rappers, the drill and different things like that, into the polys and stuff like that. And the thing is that the dynamic is a lot of those guys get mad attention online. You know what I'm saying? But then you guys get a lot of like perks in other places. Am I assessing that right? Is there two different scenes or is there even more?
In hip hop specifically?
Yeah. Or Toronto hip hop.
Toronto hip hop? Maybe. I never really thought about it like that. Like, I, as a creative, don't think about it like that. I don't listen to music like that. Like, I don't separate playlists like that. So, but yeah, I guess if you POV it or zoom out, I guess like from a political standpoint or from a business standpoint or a categorical standpoint, yeah, maybe. But like, I just integrate all the music in my shit. So
yeah,
in my world, it's not like that.
Yeah. So you're not even thinking about like, yo, I'm on I guess salute to DJ Zara, my co-host, he called it grant rap. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys get the grants and stuff like that. But then these other guys, they're scared of the gangster rappers, so they gotta just sell drugs and shit.
You can't, a gangster rapper can't get a grant?
It's rarely. You know what I'm saying?
I'll highlight the grant writer, whoever I am. What? I don't know how it works. Like, why wouldn't they be able to get a grant?
Part of my theory is like the world that gives out grants are scared of these guys.
Oh yeah. All right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we're not going to put money into a guy who's like a ex or current fentanyl dealer or something like that.
Yeah.
You let him do a talk about how much Opsy shot last night and give you
Well, from the
30,000 to do
perspective,
that.
I mean, if we're separating artists if we're separating hip hop artists
Mhm.
based on who may or may not get a grant, then I guess there would be those two categories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys get more shows.
Well, and for the same reason, right?
Yeah.
Because people will pop out to gangster rapper shows, but
And show something.
it's just not. They're just the cities don't want to take the risk, right?
Yeah. Listen, man, I love both sides of to me both hip hop industries or hip hop sides, but I just feel that maybe give some of these guys a little chance and see if they won't get this place shot up. I don't think it will always happen. You know what I'm saying?
No, definitely, and I feel like there's probably provisions that can be put in place to make sure that whatever is a safe night for everybody. I'm sure that there's things that can be done, and there's also demand for people to perform. So there's something could happen there. It doesn't make sense that people are having shows canceled. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's something that can be done, and I feel like the city could be involved. I don't know who's supposed to spearhead that, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Well, maybe if I get the bag, I'll do it.
Oh.
What could we do, or what's Toronto hip hop missing to get us to like that ATL level?
Community, like actual community, like actually fucking with your neighbor type shit.
Yeah,
because that's what Atlanta has. I feel like people actually like each other and what they do, and like the I don't know, the cultural relevance that they have with each other. Like it feels like this is what it feels like perceptively, right?
Yeah,
like it feels like a family feeling. Like me and you have a similar understanding of things, and so. Based on it's like when you are walking, when I'm walking and I see a black person and I do a black and they don't do, I'm so offended. I'm so offended because why don't you know what that is? Why are we not? Because we're part of a community, right? And so that essence, I feel like that it's not innate here in Toronto. Maybe because we're so young of a country or people are coming from so many different places. I don't know, but it's just not there.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of cliques. People are very separated. And it's like, you can't also just break, like as an individual break it. You can as an individual make change, but it almost now becomes this protective thing, right? Because people are now only going to look out for their people. So you can't even, and then what are you going to do? Try to integrate and look like some bum trying to I want to be friends with, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's hard to break it. I guess you got to kind of create like hubs of community spaces where people from different spaces can come together and it is safe, and then maybe it's creative based, like writing camps can do that.
Yeah.
That I think was good because I saw a lot of artists from different spaces and gangster rappers and all that in the same place making music, So I feel like maybe if there's more things like that,
yeah. No, that's a great answer. And it brings us full circle because like writing camps, different opportunities like that, bringing people together for one cause of making music can make it where we're a central hub for music because people already talk about us. They always talk about Toronto, Toronto, but like I don't feel like we're putting the output out there like these other places that are world-class music cities. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like we could definitely fuel each other, put gas in each other more. And it's even something that I want to, do more. Just as a listener and as a viewer, just like taking in more Canadian content and taking in our vibes and, just like supporting if I happen to be outside. I'm not really outside like that, but if I happen to be outside, just supporting on 1-2. So yeah, I think it's really good and important and it drives the community. And yeah, Atlanta and those places, like you see, like you go there. I remember I went there one time when I was when I did the BT Awards in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to a show, I think it was Orion's Son. And there was like at the beginning, like a break, and they were just all like, I don't know who started it. It was just like ATL, Hope, ATL, the whole room. I felt like I was in the movie with T.I. Like it was fucking lit. And I was just like, it was cool to be there and be immersed in their culture and just see how much they was all just kind of fucking with each other, but nobody knew each other really.
Yeah.
And it was dope.
And they came together just
and it was not even that kind of show.
Thing. Yeah.
And Orion's Son's music is not even that kind of show where you're hype. It's more, but it was like, but we're here though, you know? I loved it. It was dope.
No, that's so beautiful. Before we end this, because the ATL whole, like, they all have that common thing. Like, we're from here and we love it and we're gonna represent it to the world. If I can see that, like in Toronto, like just a bunch of people just like yelling, like, I don't know, the Six or Toronto, like that would be heaven to me.
You know where you see it the most? In sports. Like that's where you'll see people will come together, like the Raptors fans or whatever.
Yes.
That's where you'll see will come together the most and will actually like, and it looks amazing. It feels amazing. You want to go to a game even if you don't watch the fucking sport.
Yeah.
Because you just want to be a part. You know you're from here and you want to be a part of, you know, when Toronto Temple's up, I want to be there because it's like, also because that's women, but the you know, we're from here.
Yes.
Fam. And it's like, if we can remove, I guess, whatever, the individuality that separates us being able to have that outside of sports. I don't know what it is specifically about sports. Like, I guess we all have this common ground enough.
Like, we're proud to be from Toronto when we're watching sports.
And we like this sport. Like, we all have common ground on the thing that it is. But, you know, it's you don't really see that. Like, I guess with music, it's almost like, well, I don't like that kind of music. Like, it's harder to get everyone to just be like, yo, I don't even have to listen to this to be like, you go, girl, you go, son, like whatever.
Fucking Toronto, man.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Maybe we need more time. Like, what are we, 151 years or something like that? Like, maybe it's just too young. I don't know, but
I don't got that time, man.
You doing it on the podcast though, fam. You doing it on the podcast.
I try.
Yes, sir.
I try. Yeah, man. haviahmighty in the building. What you got coming up next?
This new music I'm making right now. I can't even like the new album. I'm working on the new album. I'm in my bag. I'm in my bag.
Good.
Yeah, I'm making that, and I'm just deep in that right now.
Nice.
So I definitely plan to drop some next year, and some more singles for sure. You know, I just dropped a single, "Lucky" with Shantel May, so I'm obviously still pushing that as well. Just got back from CEBL. It was in Winnipeg.
Okay.
And they had the basketball championship actually. So I played out there. Sean Desmond closed the show out for that, so that was kind of cool.
Dope.
And I think YSN Pop played too, so it was kind of lit. But yeah, I just did a few shows, and now I'm kind of like more downtime. You need that time for studio. I'm locking in, and yeah, I'm so excited for what I will be able to show y'all soon. So lock into the IG, YouTube, Spotify. Do people still do drops like this?
Yeah, they still do.
Check all the things. You know, my name is spelled.
They know.
Put it there, Friday.
Yeah. They'll see the lower third pop up in the bottom of the screen. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
haviahmighty in the building. Big salute to all the sponsors you're going to be seeing across the world at the bottom of the screen. Hit that like button on the way out. I'm going to take us out here for our listening audience with the song "Lucky" featuring Shantel May. Let's do this, yo.
Jeez.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out these other videos on the screen and make sure to like and subscribe.
We love hip hop.